What's up, guys? Today I want to talk to you about the top 6 mistakes I see almost every single brand new real estate agent make, even agents that are in their first or second year and haven't yet cracked the code. So what I want to share with you are these 6 mistakes that you need to avoid, how to avoid them in order to make sure that you hit the multiple 6-figure level as soon as possible, like I did in my very first year. So let's get straight into it and share with you the mistakes you need to avoid as well as how to avoid them. What's up, guys? My name is Mike Sherrard. Thanks so much for tuning in as always, and thank you for helping me become one of the quickest growing real estate channels on YouTube right now. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, and I want to continue to provide you a ton of value every single week. So please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So these 6 mistakes are things that I see time and time again. And again, make sure you stay to the end because all 6 of these are incredibly important, and some of them are going to be very unorthodox and probably come as quite a surprise to you. The first one's going to be obvious, so let's get that one out of the way, and then we'll get straight into the creative value. Now, the first one is agents thinking that they don't have enough experience. I get this from a lot of people that join our social strategy mastermind, which helps agents every single week scale their business with creative and innovative social strategies. Now, what do I mean by this? A lot of agents feel like because they haven't done a deal that they can't properly service their clients. But here's what I want to share with you. Number one, you've gone through your license, so you do have a lot more information than the general public. Number two, you want to make sure that you're shadowing an agent that has done it before, so that if you don't feel comfortable or confident in what you're doing, that you have somebody that you can bank on and that has done it time and time again. When I was a new agent, if I ever ran into luxury listings, a lot of people know that 4 months into the business, I actually listed a $15 million listing, the most expensive in my city's history. I co-listed that with a top 1% agent who was the CEO of my old brokerage. I did that because I didn't feel confident enough in order to service that property properly. So if you do run into the case where you feel like you can't get the ball rolling because you don't have enough experience, you can partner with people that do have enough experience. They'll take you under their wing. You can co-list properties that come through you, and that way you're going to gain the experience, but you also have to be confident in your abilities, knowing that because you've gone through your license and hopefully you've been studying YouTube videos and listening to podcasts and reading books, that you do have a wealth of knowledge that you just don't give yourself credit for yet. Now, number 2 is that you haven't identified a competitive advantage. Here's the question that I ask a lot of agents is, if you were to go up against another agent in a listing presentation, what makes you different? What is your competitive advantage? And almost every single time I get one of 2 answers. The first answer is that they don't have one, or that they don't think that they have one. And the second answer is even worse, is that they just say that they love working with people and they help people so much and that they love to make a difference. Here's the problem, guys. I hate to break this to you, and I'm sorry if this offends people, but every agent loves to work with people and every agent loves to make a difference in people's lives. That doesn't make you unique. And a lot of agents continue to bank on this, saying, well, I just love working with everybody and I love making a positive difference. But so does the other 5,500 agents in my city, and in Toronto, so does the other 60,000. So you need to find a way to make yourself different. Now, what did I do when I was a new agent? As a new agent, I focused on marketing. I became known as the guy that had the best marketing strategies because I conveyed that message. I showed people what I was doing differently by leveraging social media. Again, the strategies that we teach in our social strategy mastermind for new agents. But this was something that allowed me to stand out. So if I was going up against another agent in a listing presentation and somebody asked, well, what do you do differently, or what makes you unique? I could answer them with confidence. Even when I was going up against top agents as a brand new agent, I still won listing presentations over the top dogs in my city because I was to convey what I did differently versus the majority. So as a brand new agent, you need to figure out what makes you different, what makes you unique, and it can't just be that you love to work with people and that you love helping people, because everybody does. So take a step back and think about, what are you going to do differently in order to service your clients on a different capacity? And again, everybody says that they provide a unique experience. Everybody says that they wanted to redefine the industry because they felt like the agents that they worked with, or that their friends or parents worked with, weren't that great. But what tangibly makes you different than other agents? So you need to identify that, and that's going to separate you big time, and it's also going to help you win a lot more listings. Now, number 3, they don't choose the right brokerage. This is something that I ran into when I first started. I joined a brokerage that was banking on its name. I joined a brokerage that was one of the big names, and again, it was relying solely on its name and not its training in order to attract people. And the problem with that is that as a brand new agent, I came in with all this motivation, this drive, this ambition, and I fell flat on my face within the first month because I wasn't getting any training and I wasn't getting any help. I wanted to build my business the modern way. I saw the power of social media and I saw that this was going to be relevant back in 2017, but I wasn't getting any training from a transaction capacity or an administrative sense. I wasn't getting any social training or any marketing training. I didn't know what to do as a brand new agent. And a lot of agents fall victim to falling into a brokerage where the split is way too high. They're giving away 30 or 40% on some crazy 70-30 or 60-40 split with no cap sometimes. And that's really detrimental to the money that you're trying to be making when almost half of it's going to the brokerage that isn't giving you any training. You want to make sure you're associated with a group and a brokerage that's giving you industry leading training. I continuously hear brokerages that are rolling out this new innovative social media training and they're working with somebody that has 500 followers, or they're rolling out this new social video marketing training and they're teaching people how to use iMovie. That is so archaic, that's so old school, and that's not going to help you at all. That's exactly why I joined EXP and partnered with my business partner Connor Steinbrook, where we created the Wolfpack team. And what we do is we make sure that we give agents all of the tools and resources that they need in order to crush it out of the gate. We give them video elements to create their personal brand with video marketing. We give them funnels. We give them free courses on the highest converting Facebook lead generation ads, Instagram, YouTube, ClickFunnels, LinkedIn, TikTok. We give you all of the training that you need as a new agent in order to scale your business, come out the gate and absolutely dominate your market like I did. I became a top producer within 10 months, as well as being ranked top 30 realtor in the world on social media. You need to make sure you're working with a brokerage and a group of people that are going to help you scale and become a top producer quickly, as well as giving you the training and resources you need in order to make sure that you are growing as a new agent and that you have the support that you need, in addition to the fact that you want to make sure you're on a low cap and a low split so that you're profiting as much as you humanly can. Number 4 is people think that you have to focus on buyers. I get this nonsense BS all the time, even when I got started into the industry. And I hear this from every new agent that reaches out to me is they say, Mike, I've been told that I need to start with buyers. Why is that the case? Maybe because the top people at your brokerage who don't have your best interests want you to start with buyers so that they can take the listings. I don't know. I'm not making any assumptions here. I'm just saying what I've seen happen time and time again. 80% of my deals as a brand new agent were listings. And I did very high-end listings as a brand new agent. You have the ability to do whatever you want in this industry. You have the ability to focus on buyers. You can focus on sellers, investors, whatever you want to do. I'm here to tell you that you have the ability to achieve it. I've proved it. I didn't want to start with buyers. I wanted to start with what is proven to be more scalable, which is listings and sellers. And that's exactly what I did. I first started out door knocking and I got a lot of listings that way. And then I realized the power of social media. And then I started to attract a lot of sellers who wanted to use my marketing strategies to get their home sold for more money in less time. Again, the strategies that we teach in the Social Strategy Mastermind. If you want to know more about that, just comment below. I'll send you the link. Now, the 5th thing that people struggle with is they don't build their personal brand. And this is becoming more and more relevant as time goes on. You'll see this with any industry. You see this with Gary Vaynerchuk, big personal brand. Ryan Serhant, couldn't tell you what brokerage Ryan Serhant's with, but he's got one of the most well-known personal brands in the industry, similar with Josh Altman. Now, what does that do? That monopolizes you. That makes you different than any other agent, and it makes you top of mind. So when people think New York real estate, they think Ryan Serhant. When people think LA real estate, they think Josh Altman. So you want to create that in your own market, and you have the ability to do so by properly leveraging social media platforms, because it's very scalable, it's very cost effective, and it's very easy and proven when you know what you're doing. So you want to make sure that you identify what's going to make you unique, not just from a value proposition like we talked about in number 2, but also from a brand perspective of how are people going to recognize you. Mine was my purple BMW, and that quickly became recognized as my marketing tool, hence why I used to be called the Purple Realtor. But that was something that helped me stand out. What is going to make you stand out? What's going to make you different from the other agents? And how are you going to brand yourself around that so that every time people think of something, they think of you? And number 6 6, this is one of the most detrimental ones, and one of the reasons why 87% of realtors fail within the first 3 years is they don't build out an effective schedule. When you become a realtor, you become self-employed. Now, what does that mean? That means that you don't have to answer to a boss. So if you don't get your video content out this week, nobody says anything about it. If you don't call those past clients, nobody says anything about it. If you don't get your prospecting done, if you don't do anything, nobody says anything about it. And that's a huge problem because a lot of people don't have the self-control and the consistency in order to execute when nobody's holding them accountable. Accountability is one of the biggest, most detrimental things that ruins a lot of people's businesses because they're not being told to do anything and there's no repercussions when they don't do something. So you want to make sure that you have a very robust, strategic schedule that you can hold yourself accountable to every single day, which includes things like your client follow-up, your prospecting, your networking, your marketing, your video creation, your social media. Every single thing needs to be built into that schedule, and you want to make sure you're following it and executing every single day. So those are the top 6 things I continue to see new agents make. If you have any other questions or if you want to learn about how to partner with myself as well as my business partner to get all of the free assets and resources that we're giving to agents to make sure that you scale as quick as possible and build the most profitable real estate business that you ever could have imagined, again, feel free to drop a comment or reach out. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, comment below if you have any other questions. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time.